What game should I make? AFPS? No. A clicker? No. Simulator? A game where you play as a tree and where you are surrounded by a lot of other trees. So basically a forest. Now, how can I make it fun? We need an original idea. Let's create events. Basically, we want the player to press space when they see an event. If the score is 0, we restart the game. Basic mechanics, but we need something interesting. A cool boss would be great. But I won't spoil it here. Okay, so we start with a basic plane, a simple camera and some light. Looks good to me so far. Next, we find a nice model for the trees, then add them to the game. And of course, a model for the player, which is also a tree. Added it too. We add multiple trees because that's kind of what a forest is. The background feels empty, so I added some mountains to the background. This model looks nice. Once added, I tweaked the lights a bit. But, as you can see, this still looks kind of boring, so let's make some changes here. I added more mountains and expanded the forest. And I can say that this now looks a lot better. Take a look by yourself. I decided that the game will happen at night, so I removed any light source and added a small light to help the player see. I attached the camera to the player's tree model and also added some movement. But I noticed that the sky was out of place. So I created a skybox using a picture containing stars. Now this feels like it is night. I changed the color and exposure. I decided to remove the light and add a campfire, with the light coming from the fire itself. This feels more appropriate for this kind of game. I like the way the light is flickering. It adds a nice touch. I feel like this looks good for now. First event idea. A man. The man would appear from behind a tree and run towards another tree, right next to the player. I found this nice basic model and started animating it. The animation doesn't look perfect, but it doesn't really have to, since the player won't really be able to see much in the dark. Now, for my second event. A rock, but not any rock, a flying rock. The meteor would fly above the player and the mountains, making sound and light to make sure that the player will be able to spot the event, so that they won't encounter the secret boss. I found this cool rock model and added it to the game. I animated the flying movement and added a nice flames effect that will leave a trail behind it. I added the light I spoke about earlier and ran a test. Here is the result. I think this actually turned out pretty cool. I didn't forget to add the audio so that the player will surely hear the meteor coming. I also added some grass texture and replaced all the trees with a more realistic model. We have events, but now we need a name for this game. Super Mega Tree Simulator sounds cool. No, tree. No, I know, be a tree. This is the perfect name. So, I made a title screen and added the name. And here is a gameplay with no spoilers. Enjoy. The game is free to play in browser. You will find it in the description. Also, I am waiting on your ideas to add them to the game in a future video. Thank you very much for watching.